The caffeine update that's starting to roll out is passing a lot of rankings to sites that I guess were getting their asses kicked previously by smaller sites, and now the big players are coming into play, and I guess unfortunately that's just the way of the world. The big players, they should be there. End of, really.
Let me ask a question, a quick hands up if that's okay. How many operators do we have in the audience? Okay, thank you. Affiliates? So I'm going to guess sort of 50, 60 affiliates and maybe 10, 12 operators. Affiliates, those 10, 12 sites that you're sending all those links to, they might start to kick your butts. That's the change in Google at the moment. Would you agree, guys? Gary?
Yeah, like Dave said, with this caffeine update, the branding thing, I think is taking precedent over everything else. But what they're looking at is backlinks, and I've seen the trend. If you do Majestic SEO, there's not a site I've looked at that has not gone down significantly, 80%. So yeah, I think you have to be very careful if you're going to buy links. We've kind of turned the trend around, and we build our own network now to where we can control everything. The problem you have is the links you're out there buying on TLA, LinkXL, Linkworth, whatever, Teliad, they're saturated, and they're linking to whoever. I mean, if you want to spend a few bucks, you can buy a link.
Bob, I can see you're ready to, you got your pitch hand strong.
Well, no, I was just saying, I think that, I mean, it's part of the caffeine update, but it's something that's been going longer in that you see, less and less authority being passed along on links that used to, there was a time when links had, with the exception of PageRank, somewhat of an equal weighting. And so what you see now is for, genuine authority links, you would say maybe 10% of every link out there in the world is going to give you any kind of genuine authority. So now it's really about that, very small handful of great links versus what, especially in the gaming industry, used to be just, ass load of links. And so, and I think that's where it slants towards the brands, because to get those really hefty, high authority, newspaper, EDU type links, they're expensive. There's just no other way to get it. You either have to create something unique enough that it genuinely gets picked up by the Times and they go ahead and follow it, or you're having somebody do some kind of persona development or something where they are acting as though they're students, or they're participating with students, or they're working with different people within educational panels to get you those hefty EDU links. So I don't think it's really that it's a brand thing. It's just that brands have an ability greater than affiliates to make a stink and get good links. Would you
That's
agree,
interesting,
Dave?
the .edu links. Sorry, let me give you a microphone, Gary.
Sorry. I've seen, it's almost like a probationary period has been extended with Google.
You're not talking sandbox here, are we? We're going back 2 years now.
No, it's still, I think they've extended their little sandbox, call it sandbox, whatever you want. All I know is I'll put links in place and they don't kick in for 9 and 12 months.
Then you're buying the wrong links, pal.
Yeah. I mean,
I sell and buy.
think of it as being that, okay, so if I go to Google and search for bingo, should I see 888 ladies there? Of course I should. They're one of the biggest brands out there. If I go out and search for Viagra, should I see Pfizer there? Of course I should. You know what I mean? It's the manufacturer. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is that the brand that 888's built, or Party's built, or any other major operators out there, is built on the back of like media coverage, TV coverage. These are all signals at the moment that Google are picking up on. It's traffic that's been generated by these areas. We saw like position uplifts when one of our clients ran TV advertisements. There was no new links going in. They just ran TV advertisements. People are searching for their brand. That's brand awareness. And that's what you need to be looking for. You need to be getting a position in there. Long gone are the days when you can rank things like, I don't know, casino-cheap-play-now.de. Marcus.
Most operators have the opportunity to deliver what the algorithm currently requires and what we're calling the brand or caffeine or other updates. Vince, whatever name you want to put to it. There are very few affiliate sites, and this is important, very few affiliate sites that look to build a brand in their own site. In our industry, a few immediately come to mind. Very few, though. Poker listings, news, poker strategy. And after that, I'm trying to struggle. They're there. There are more than that. But they're the immediate ones that come to the back of my mind. As Joe blogs, the ordinary guy, what affiliate business model websites would you say? You know them for being them, not just for sending the traffic on to an operator.
But it sounds like what you guys are saying is that your job as SEO wizards is not as important as it was a year ago.
Got a lot easier, yeah.
Well, it didn't get easier for you. It just means that the bigger brands are going to be able to do it without you.
It's got easier. It's got easier depending on who the clients are. It's got easier depending on what the challenge that particular client has at that time. The challenge used to be for the operators to rank. If they're delivering an integrated, holistic marketing strategy bollocks thing, then they will naturally rise in rankings. They still need to get the basics right, of course, but we take that as a prerequisite. If, though, you're an affiliate, which the majority of the guys and girls here are, the challenge is greater now than it was in the past. The work's bigger, more monstrous. It's not necessarily more of little things. A guy that Dave and I both know had a saying, quantity has a quality all of its own. Now that's still true to a degree, especially when it comes to links, pages, etc. But quality delivers quality of its own now. And that quality is that someone would naturally want to go to you as their final destination and not via an intermediary. Sorry, Gary, you wanted the mic, mate.
No, go ahead. Dave.
Hey, you know, I was curious to maybe pose to you guys also, you know, Dave, you mentioned the case of a client that ran a television advertisement and you saw, you know, and you saw this increase in ranking. Do you guys think that because they've been, you know, methodically dropping the amount of authority or juice passed by a lot of links, that they're starting to give a higher sort of weighting towards saturation, towards brand saturation? Like 1 million mentions of monkeywithanifepoker.org. Will that help monkeywithanifepoker.org get to page 1 in today's algorithm?
Well, you know what? I like to find out who's making the choices at Google because, for instance, bingo. Foxy Bingo is spending millions. Foxy Bingo is #1 for bingo. Who's making the choices? Who's deciding who's the brand?
It's an algorithm.
I can answer with regard to Foxy Bingo, and I can answer probably for the first time because I'm no longer on the inside. Foxy Bingo is run by Cashcade. Cascade's recently been purchased by Party Gaming for £75 million or something. A huge amount of money. I'm aware of the work that Foxy Bingo undertook to deliver their rankings. Was it the rankings that were gained just from that internal work? At the time, yes. But then with the conjunction of those link acquisition routes that they went, with the other work that they were doing, with there being that fun, foxy character that just so happened to hit people's sweet spot, it delivered for what the rankings are today as well. Brand, or the potential of brand, is something that a website has to deliver in today's Google algorithm. That's not the be-all and end-all. You can throw in the quantity, but you're not going to stay there for the long haul. We'll go back to what I said before. How many natural affiliate sites do you think of for standing on their own, the news, the strategy, all of them poker, etc.?
Not a lot. Questions from the audience?